Hey everyone, we are going to be working with InkScape in this course. InkScape is a vector-based drawing program, and we're going to be working with InkScape mostly at home because in class we're going to be working with Photoshop. Photoshop is a very powerful, very large, very expensive program, so I would never ask you to buy such a program just in order to pass a class. InkScape, however, is a free, very small, very easy to work with, and very light computing program that you can download on any computer. And I am going to help you right now find the best way to download the software for your computer. Now, if you have a Chromebook, things are going to be a little bit different, and if you have a Chromebook, I just want you to pay a little bit of notice to this YouTube video. I went to Google and I Google searched getting InkScape to work on a Chromebook. And then if I scroll down, there are several videos that will help you get InkScape installed on your Chromebook. It's not difficult, it's just slightly more complicated than what the rest of us are going to do to download InkScape on our non-Chromebooks. InkScape 0.92 is the version that I'm probably going to teach from the most because it's the version that is easiest to get and easiest to work with. However, we will also be using version 1.0. 1.0 is what's on the Macs here at school. So you can choose which version you want, 0.92 or 1.0. Watch the videos, download InkScape, put it on your Chromebook. Sometimes you can add it as an attachment to your web browser in Chromebook. That works too. But the tutorial I'm going to take everybody else through right now is really just to get just to get InkScape on the majority of computers. Okay, if you are a Chromebook user, you're going to want to search out getting InkScape to work on a Chromebook, and you're going to want to scroll down and you're going to want to find these YouTube videos that will show you in 3 to 5 minutes how to make the software work on the Chromebook. For the rest of us who don't have a Chromebook, we simply go in and we Google search the word InkScape. And when you do, you will be brought to the very first option of the inkscape.org website. Now, there are loads of places to get InkScape. Some of them are nefarious little websites which try to get you to pay for it. Some of them are nefarious little websites that make you try and log in and join in order to get the free software. Folks, it's a free software, and if you go to inkscape.org, you can get it for free. So when you are searching for the place to download your InkScape, only go to the main reputable website, inkscape.org. And I'm going to give that a little click. And that's going to bring me to the website. Again, inkscape.org, up in the URL panel. And all manner of information that you or your parents may want to read over before you, start off on this process. But I'm telling you right now that it is an exceptionally easy little program to download, to use, and it's very, very easy on your computer resources. It will not cause your computer to slow down. It will not cause your computer to crash. It will not contain a virus. It's all very safe and proven. So when you get to the main inkscape.org page, obviously look for the Download tab and search for the current version. Click. When you do that, the page will change slightly below the main screen, and you will see that over here on the left-hand side are all the various versions of InkScape you can choose from. Now, InkScape 0.92 is the one I'm going to be teaching my lessons from because it is the one that I have downloaded on my computer. Version 1.0, which is the newest one for 2020, is not going to be significantly different. It is the same as the one I'm using, with maybe a few places where the buttons are changed around, but that's okay. We'll work that one out as well. And then there's even a newer version of 1.0.1, which actually came out within the last few months. If I were you, I would just download 0.92 or 1.0. They've been proven. They've got all the bugs worked out. I would not download the most recent one because then you're often dealing with a beta release and the program may still have some bugs that they're trying to work out, and you're going to have to eventually download a different version in order to make it work because they'll figure out their mistakes and they'll fix them. But 0.92 and 1.0 have been working exceptionally well for a number of years. We used 0.92 last year at home when we first went online learning when COVID first struck, and we've used 1.0 during this particular school year, September 2020, and they've worked out really well. All the students who've used it will tell you it's an easy program, the download is easy, just follow the instructions, everything's fine. If you happen to be a person who is using a Chromebook, you may want to look into the extensions version. Okay, that is where you get the different version of Inkscape, and it becomes an extension of your web browser and not so much a standalone download program. Okay, but not my preference. I prefer download, current version, scroll down. Okay, your choice. If you want 1.0, go with 1.0. If you want 0.92, go with 0.92. Okay, they're both great. Click on the version that you want. And when you click on the version that you want, down here, just below the main title screen, right? So there's your main title screen. Then there's all the drop-down menus. Right down here is your preferred version. Okay, there's a version for Ubuntu, which is a programming language that some people have on their computers that is proprietary. There is a version for Windows, the one that the majority of you will be using. There is a version for Macintosh. Okay, and there's even another version with source code, which really allows you to put it on computers that you may have your own proprietary software system running it. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but there's a very popular software operating system, and I cannot come up with the name of it. But much like Ubuntu, it is its own Java-based, source code-friendly OS. But most of you will either be downloading to your Mac or your Windows. Right? Click on the icon, and it will ask you, what is your computer? Is your computer 32-bit or 64-bit architecture? Now again, I don't know what your computer is. Okay, if I'm running Windows, especially Windows 10, has either a 32-bit or a 64-bit architecture. Me personally, the computer that I'm currently on has a 64-bit architecture. And you should be able to go in, you should be able to check for that when you look at your own computer preferences and setup page. So choose the version you want, give that button a click. Right, and down we go. And then you got three choices. There's your installer, there's your Windows installer package, there's your compressed icon. I just go to the installer. I just click on this button and I let the computer do the work all on its own. Okay? You'll get a few things out here, right? If you're back on Windows 7, they'll ask you to use Inkscape 0.92.3, right? If you still have XP, Vista, or Windows 7, right there is where you can get those downloads. But for Windows 10, just have to know whether you're 32-bit or 64-bit architecture. There is your install button. If you're still using Windows 7, Vista, or XP, you can click on that version. And again, Linux, that was the one I was trying to think of. Linux is another operating system that you could possibly be using on your PC. But again, there's the Windows, there's the Apple. And again, it's been around for a long time. Inkscape has been going since 2004. I think most of you were born only slightly after 2004, or slightly before, I think, 2004. So Inkscape has been around a long time. It is an easy to use, easy to download piece of software, and it is very easy on your computing system, not difficult at all. Remember, if you're a Chromebook user, go watch the video to see how to make it work on Chromebook. If you happen to use Ubuntu or Linux as your operating systems, you may want to go into that version of download. But for Windows and Mac, it's exceptionally easy, and it works really, really well. All right? Watch this tutorial over again. Show your parents. If you have any questions, by all means, talk to me, let me know, and get it downloaded as soon as possible so that we can start using it as soon as possible. You will very much enjoy having it the rest of your high school career for creating any sort of graphic that you might need for title pages or business class or digital work that you may want to do in your art class. Trust me, it's going to be much bigger than just a grade 9 integrated tech program. All right, good luck. Hopefully you get it done very soon and we can start working in the software without too much more delay. All right, talk to you soon.